It is 5:31 p.m. and I call this meeting to order. Special meeting for public hearing, call to order. First item, or second item that Joe's a roll call, establish a quorum. At this time, myself, Mr. Molina, Mr. Peña, and Mr. Liramon are present in the boardroom. Absent is Mr. Herman Ariano, Jennifer Barrera, and Ciro Zamora. We're going to go on to item number 3, which is, 2A, announcement of this meeting of the AliceISD School District has been duly called. This notice of the meeting has been posted in accordance with Texas Meetings Act, Section 551.043 of the Texas Government Code. Item number 3, pledge the United States flag, Texas flag, and all its signs. So we're going to move on to item number 4, which is a public hearing. Dr. Trevino.
Good evening, board members and members of the audience. Today we have 2 presentations as far as with the public hearing, beginning with our financial integrity rating system, our first report of Texas, and that will be presented by Ms. Melissa Sanchez.
Okay. Good evening, members of the audience, members of the board, and Dr. Carino. The purpose for tonight's public hearing is to discuss the district's first rating, the financial integrity rating system of Texas, or FIRST, measures the quality of the district's financial management and reporting. The rating issued in 2023 covers fiscal year 2021-2022. AliceISD has received the highest rating of superior, a letter grade of A, and a score of 98 out of 100 possible points. The first rating system is based off of 20 indicators. Indicators 1 through 5 are critical indicators, and failure to meet the requirements of any of these indicators will result in the district receiving an automatic failing score. Indicators 6 through 14 measure the district's solvency, and the last 6 indicators are financial competency indicators, which measure the overall management of the district's resources. And then within these 20 indicators, there are ceiling indicators that have additional criteria that needs to be met. And if the additional criteria is not met, then a predetermined maximum number of points and the highest applicable first rating are assigned to the district. And you can tell which indicators these are because they're just pass or fail. They don't have points issued to them. So then at the end, all the points are added up and a rating is given based off of the number of points earned. So if you earn between 90 and 100 points, you get an A or superior achievement. If you get between 80 and 89, it's a B. Between 70 and 79 is a C, and anything under 70, or if you fail any of the first 5 indicators, you would get an F or substandard achievement. So indicator number 1 was a complete annual financial report and data submitted to TEA within 30 days of the January 28th deadline. And we did turn it in by January 18th, so we passed that one. Number 2, was there an unmodified opinion in the annual financial report on the financial statements as a whole? Yes. Number 3, was the school district in compliance with the payment terms of all debt agreements at fiscal year end? Yes. Number 4, did the school district make timely payments to the TRS system, Texas Workforce Commission, Internal Revenue Service, and other government agencies? Yes. Indicator number 5 was not being evaluated this year. Number 6, was the average change in fund balance over 3 3 years less than a 25% decrease, or did the current year assigned and unassigned fund balance exceed 75 days of operational expenditures? We did pass that indicator. We actually had a small increase of 1.69%. Number 7, was the number of days of cash on hand and current investments in the general fund for the school district sufficient to cover operating expenditures? We passed that. We got all 10 points. We have 180 days of cash on hand, and the target is 90 days. Number 8, was a measure of current assets to current liabilities ratio for the school district sufficient to cover short-term debt? Here we got all 10 points again. Our ratio is 3.6116, and the target is anything above a 3. Number 9, did the school district's general fund revenues equal or exceed expenditures? If not, was the school district's number of days of cash on hand greater than or equal to 60 days? And our revenues did exceed our expenditures, so we got all 10 points on that one. Number 10 was not being evaluated. Number 11 was a ratio of long-term liabilities to total assets for the school district sufficient to support long-term solvency. We got all 10 points for that. We had 0.3358, and anything less than a 1 would get you all 10 points. Number 12, was the correlation between future debt requirements and the district's assessed property value, or what was it? We got all 10 points on that one. Basically, all number 12 is looking into is whether we are able to make our debt principal and interest payments. Number 13, this is the only one that we lost a couple of points on. We only got 8, and it was the school district's administrative cost ratio equal to or less than the threshold ratio? So our administrative cost ratio, it was at 11.67%, and the threshold for a district with our ADA would be 11.51%. So we lost 2 points on that one. Number 14, this indicator is not being evaluated. Number 15 was not evaluated either, so we got the full 5 points for that one. Number 16, did the comparison of PEANS data to like information in the school district's annual financial report result in a total variance of less than 3% of all expenditures by function? And we did pass that. We actually had, I think, a difference of $67, so that compared to 44 million was 0%. Number 17, did the external independent auditor report that the annual financial report was free of any instances of material weaknesses in internal controls over financial reporting and compliance for local, state, or federal funds? We did pass that indicator. And number 18, did the external auditor indicate that annual financial report was free of any instances of material non-compliance with grants, contracts, and laws related to local, state, or federal funds? And we received all 10 points for that one. Number 19, did the school district post the required financial information on its website in accordance with government code, local government code, Texas education code, Texas administrative code, and other statutes, laws, and rules that were in effect at the school district's fiscal year end? And we got all 5 points for that one. We did pass it. Number 20, did the school board members discuss the district's property values at a board meeting within 120 days before the district adopted its budget? And we did pass that. We got a yes for that one. So then, after adding up all those amounts, all those scores, that's how we ended up with a 98 over 100. There's also some disclosures that we're required to put out there for the public to see. So we have, the first one we have is the superintendent's contract. And even though it was 21-22 information, we do need to put the current contract up there. So this was also available on our website for anybody to go see if they want to see it. We have any reimbursements received by the superintendent and board members. So here you will see the board members and the superintendent that got any reimbursements for meals, for lodging, transportation, and registration fees. Then we have outside compensation and were fees received by the superintendent for professional consulting and or personal services. We had nothing to report. Gifts received by executive officers and board members and first-degree relatives of any. There's nothing to report there either. And finally, we had business transactions between the school district and board members. And again, there was nothing to report there. And that's it for this report. Do you all have any questions? So if you do, I tend to look on everybody's areas, so if you want to know exactly what numbers were used for the ratios or how they came up with the ratings, I did provide you a book. In the back of that book, it has details on every single indicator that was evaluated. Great, thank you very much.
If we can go ahead and move on, Mr. Bettis, the next public hearing is dealing with the district's performance objectives, which later on tonight are placed on the agenda at the regular call meeting, so you all can approve them. But we do need to share them with you. So Dr. Alba Garcia will be sharing the district performance objectives. Dr. Garcia.
Good evening, board members. Good evening, board members, President Maggie Bettis and Dr. Trevino, Superintendent. I am here to present our district performance objectives, and I'm here to present the performance objectives for our goal number 1. We actually have 5 goals, but goal number 1 is our student achievement goal, so I'll be presenting those. So quickly, our mission is to provide quality education experience and comprehensive support system that focuses on rigor, relevance, and relationships to promote high levels of success for all our students. Our vision, all students will have the opportunity to become responsible citizens, develop creative and independent thinking, acquire 21st century skills, and be future ready to enter post-secondary careers and or graduation. Our first goal 1, once again, it's our performance objectives, student achievement. Our goal is to provide high quality, engaging, and rigorous instruction for all students that incorporates technology and promotes student success in college and or careers. For number 1, our district overall performance, our goal is to increase our district overall score from a projected D, 69, to an A, 90. We would like to increase Domain 1 student achievement score from a projected 62 to a 90. Increase Domain 2 school progress score from a projected 75 to a 90. Increase our Domain 3 closing gap score from a projected 67 to 90. We would like to increase our English language proficiency progress rate from 44% to 60%. And for our CCMR, we would like to increase the percentage of our CCMR targets from 31% to 80%. Under reading, which is performance objective 2, we would like to provide a comprehensive reading process to increase student achievement, student progress, and closing the achievement gap. For all students, we would like our approaches grade level to increase from a 68% to a 90%, our meets grade level from 40% to a 60%, our master's grade level we'd like to increase from a 10% to 30%. For our English language learners, current English learners, we would like to go at the approaches grade level from a 57% to a 90%, the meets from a 22% to a 60%, and masters, we would like to increase from a 0% to a 30%. For our special education, at the approaches level, we would like to increase from a 33% to 38%, meets from 14% to 19%, masters from 3% to 8%. For our pre-kinder circle literacy assessment proficiencies, we would like our students in rapid letter reading to increase from 85% to 90%, in rapid vocabulary to increase from 73% to 78%. Our phonological awareness to increase from 84% to 90%. Performance objective 3 is math. We would like to ensure that all students receive quality math instruction that is aligned with the state standards to increase student achievement, student progress, and closing the achievement gap. For all students, we would like to increase at the approaches grade level from 67% to 90%, at the meets grade level from 31% to 60%, at the master's grade level from 10% to 30%. For our English learners, at the approaches, we would like to increase from 67% to 90%, for the meets from 37% to 60%, and the master's 14% to 30%. For our special ed students, we would like to increase at the approaches level from 39% to 44%, our meets grade level from 4% to 9%, our master's grade level from 0% to 5%. And for our pre-K students, we want their proficiency on the circle testing to grow from 91% to 93%. Our performance objective 4, which is science. We would like to provide a rigorous and relevant instructional program to increase student achievement and closing the achievement gap. For all students, we would like to increase the approaches grade level from 60% to 90%, our meets grade level from 28% to 60%, our master's grade level from 6% to 30%. For our English learner students, at the approaches level, we want to increase from 60% to 90%, our meets from 25% to 60%, and our masters from 0% to 30%. For our special ed current, for our approaches, we would like to increase from 44% to 49%, for our meets grade level from 20% to 25%, and for our master's grade level from 6% to 11%. And we would like a minimum of 65% of our students in grades 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7 to demonstrate mastery of 70% on their unit assessments. For our performance objective, I believe this is 5, I'm sorry, I believe that's a mistake. For social studies, we would like to provide a rigorous and relevant instructional program to increase student achievement and closing the achievement gap. For all students, we would like our social studies at the approaches grade level from 61% to 90%, the meets grade level from 30% to 60%, our master's grade level from 9% to 30%. For our English learners, at the approaches, we would like to increase from 50% to 90%, at the meets from 13 to 60, and at the master's from 0 to 30. And just want to remind you that social studies is taken in the 8th grade and high school. For our special ed, we would like the approaches grade level to increase from 41% to 46%, our meets grade level from 23% to 28%, our master's grade level from 9% to 14%. And then we would like a minimum of 65% of our students that are in grades 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 to demonstrate mastery at 70% on their unit assessments. For our performance objective 6, which is the college and career and military readiness, and this is for the district and high school only, we want to provide a rigorous and relevant instructional program to increase the percent of graduates that meet the criteria for our CCMR will increase from 31% to 90%. The percent of students that are scoring at or above the TSIA criteria in reading and math to increase from 7% to 60%, and this is the exam that they take before they enter college. We would like to increase the percent of students who earn college credit, and that's dual credit, for at least 3 hours in English language arts or math or 9 hours in any subject. We want to increase it from 18% to 80%. And then we want the percent of our annual graduates that are earning an approved industry-based certification to increase from 3% to 80%. For technology, which is performance objective 7, for our kinder through 7th grade, we want to implement a comprehensive and rigorous computer science immersion program that caters to students in grades K through 7, fostering a strong foundation in technology and computer science skills to prepare them for the digital age and future academic career pursuits. So 80% of our, we would like 80% of our kinder through 7th grade students to participate in one epic build showcase. Now, I'm not sure if you had the opportunity to do some of the showcases, but we would like at least 80% of our students to participate. We would like 75% of our kinder through 5th grade students to achieve a proficient rating on Blockly, which is a block-based programming language. We would like 50% of our 6th and 7th grade students to achieve a proficient rating on Python, which is text-based program language. And then finally, that 90% of our teachers in grades K through 7 will receive at least 3 instruction coaching sessions. Are there any questions? And I will bring these back a little later on for us to approve those district performance objectives for our district improvement plan.
So, my question,
Yes, sir.
are you overseeing everything you said?
Not by myself, but yes, I'm one of the people. It's all the curriculum and instruction department. We all work as a team very strongly together, and we worked as a team to come up with these objectives, and so our goal is to work with our principals, our teachers, our campuses to ensure that we can reach those goals.
Go back to it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So any more questions? Okay. If there's no questions, we're going to move on to item number 5, which is a public comment. Anybody, no sign-ups? So since no one signed up, we move on to item number 6, which is adjourned, and it is 5:54 p.m., and the special meeting is adjourned.
Together.
is 6:33 p.m. and I call this meeting to order. Item number 2 on the 2A. Announcement of this meeting, the Alice Independent School District has been duly called and this notice of the meeting has been posted in accordance with both Texas Meetings Act Section 551.043 of the Texas Government Code. Item number 3. I'm sorry, I missed the quorum part. So here, President of the Board today is item number 2, roll call establishing a quorum. We're going to have, I think the only one that's going to be absent today is going to be Mr. Cito Zamora. Everyone else is present in the boardroom. We're going to go on to item number 3, which is pledge the United States flag, the Texas flag, and a moment of silence.
Today we have 2 students from DeVos Elementary. They're both second graders that will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the pledge to the Texas flag. We have Wyatt Weir, son of Lisa and Chris Weir, and Emma Neely, daughter of Samantha Neely.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Wyatt, and thank you, Emma.
So we're going to move on to item number 4, which is recommended approval of the board minutes. We have a motion by Mr. Allen. Is there a second? We have a second by Mr. Molina. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. We're now going to move on to item number 5, which is the public comment. And there is no one signed up at this time, so we will move on, which is to the superintendent's report, number 6.
Good evening, members of the audience, school board members. If it's okay, Mr. President, I'd like to move 6G up to the top, where we would have the presentation and the athletic update. So I'd like to call Coach Castellanos to the podium.
Very good. Good evening, board members. Good evening, community of Alice. To start off, before we recognize our cross-country team, I'd like to thank all the cross-country coaches, athletes, and especially the parents for getting them up there bright and early throughout the year. To the coaches, thank you for the work you do and the positive impact you make to our student athletes. The positive influence you have is reflected in the behavior and sportsmanship that your athletes exhibit throughout the season. And what an exciting cross-country season and a memorable season that we had this particular year, not only for our boys but for our girls. So that at this time, I would like to call our head cross-country coach up to acknowledge some of our kids and our athletes, Coach Marisa Costa.
We'll get all the kids up here. Good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for inviting cross-country, regional, and state qualifiers to be recognized tonight for their accomplishments this cross-country season. Thank you so much. First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you times a million to my assistant coaches, Coach Tipton and Coach Lansdale, for their commitment to our kids and for being wonderful people to work with. Coach Tipton is in Pflugerville with his family, and Coach Lansdale's feeling under the weather, so then that's why they're not able to be with us tonight. I'd like to start off by saying that these cross-country seasons just seem to keep getting better and better. For those of you who are unaware, last year we had a historical season with 3 athletes advancing to the next meet, to the state qualifying meet for the first time in school history. It was exciting and we called it historic. This year, however, we had 8 of our athletes qualify to the state meet, and 9 cross-country state qualifiers are among our team. Qualifying to the regional round after district is a huge accomplishment because in the sport of cross-country, only 3 teams advance from district. And we were the only team in the whole district to have both our men's and women's team qualify to regionals, so that was wonderful. Our girls team, even though they were down 2 runners at the regional meet, placed in the top 10 of our whole region, 9 out of 57. It was a super impressive finish given the circumstances, and they were the first team from everyone in our district, so that was the cherry on top. Congratulations, girls, on finishing your successful season with a ton of pride. Our boys team claimed the district championship title by quite a bit, but they kept their eyes laser focused on the big goal, which was state. They never wavered. Perfect does not exist, everybody has their off days, however, they never wavered. They stayed the course and finished their season with a ton of Coyote pride, and we couldn't be more proud of that. Of the 57 teams in our region, only 4 move on to the next level. Our boys placed 3rd, claiming Alice's first ever team qualification to state. There are 210 teams that make up the 4A division in the state of Texas, and our boys finished off the season honorably as the 11th team. Girls, boys, I'm so proud of you for making this happen. I know this sport is not easy, the early mornings, the long practices, the blood, sweat, and tears, but we're very, very proud of you for what you've done. I'm very proud of what you've done, with the work that you've put into this season, and for taking care of the little things on your own time. You fought for your team, for your family, for your school, for your coaches, and for your community, and especially for yourself and your own goals. I hope this season only fires you up even more for the seasons ahead. Congratulations to our men's and women's team on another fantastic season. Thank you. At this time, we'll present the individual awards. Up first, we have senior Isaac Wright, cross-country first team all-district, individual district champion, individual regional qualifying first team all-region, individual state qualifier, and second team all-region. Congratulations, senior Isaac Wright. Cross-country first team, all districts, individual regional qualifier, and state country regional qualifier and state qualifier. Moving on to our girls team. And like I said, there's a couple more girls up here than there are boys because we had 2 girls to step up to the plate and compete for us at regionals. So thank you girls for stepping up to the plate. First up, we have sophomore Aubrey Garcia, cross country first team all district, individual regional qualifier, second team all region, individual state qualifier, second team all state. Congratulations. Junior Victoria Diaz, cross country first team all districts, individual district champion, individual regional qualifier, and second team all region. She was also able to be with us 2 minutes. Junior Elizabeth Kohler, cross country first team all district, and individual regional qualifier. Junior Lala Valenzuela, cross country second team all district and regional qualifier. Junior Leona Garcia, cross country regional qualifier. She's actually getting ready for her state competitions. Junior Brenda Rios, cross country regional qualifier. Senior Gabrielle Alvarez, cross country regional qualifier. Freshman Isabella Villa, cross country regional qualifier. And junior Marina Perez, cross country regional qualifier. Thank you so much again. Congratulations to our athletes. Thank you, Coach Presley.
Our cross-country teams had a great year, but we'd like to also recognize, Mrs. Acosta. These accomplishments don't come without a leader. And so we'd like to recognize Ms. Acosta. We know that this work is definitely not easy. She kind of insinuated, right? Because they do get up very early in the mornings to be here, and so does she. So we know that those morning runs are not easy. Those after-school workouts are not easy. And the numerous Saturday meets also can be quite challenging. There's much sacrifice with those wins, but the hard work paid off. And it was great to have, for the first time in history, in AliceISD, to have a team advance to state. So ladies and gentlemen, help me recognize the District 31-4A Boys Cross Country Coach of the Year, Marisa Acosta.
say great job, coach, because I know I was in cross country years and years ago, and I've seen the program grow to what it is now. So, and the same thing at 5 o'clock in the morning, I was lucky that my wife was the one that would come bring me because I was not going to do it. But congratulations, coach. I just want to tell you congratulations.
Coach Acosta, we knew you since you were a runner. And the good thing about it, you stayed here in Dallas. And now your kids, all our kids, and I know you treat them very special. Thank you for that.
We're going to transition right into the recognition of our football team. Coming into this year, didn't really know what to expect. I knew we had a great group of kids coming back, and I knew they were going to show up to work every day. With that little formula, it always gives you a chance to be successful. So, to the community of Alice, thank you for allowing us to coach your kids this year in football. Thank you for getting them here every single day, and thank you for instilling them hard work and discipline. With that being said, there was a lot of firsts, I think, this year. We beat Cal Allen, first time since 2008. And there's no better place to do it than right here at home, right? So it's a very exciting time. We got into the play. We won district for the first time in a long time. I can still see all the smiles and the happiness from our kids as we celebrated coming off the field there on Thursday night in Kingsville. It was just exciting times, knowing all the hard work that the kids put into it. So from a district championships, it's first time since, I don't know how long, but congratulations, men, on the district championship. First time going 3 rounds, we won by district, we won district, we won the area against a great Massachusetts team. And a great effort, a great fight in the 3rd round. Just didn't go your way, and sometimes that's how life is, right? You do everything right, you work your tail off, and sometimes it's still not good enough. But we'll continue to move forward. But again, congratulations, young men, on a great season. So, with that being said, I'm going to recognize the guys that put all the hard work behind the scenes, the guys that put our kids in great positions, and it's all of our coaches. We'll start off with our offensive coordinator, Mr. Cameron Cox. So for me, you coaches, thank you guys for all the hard work that you put in, and thank you for being a role model to our young men. Really appreciate it. I know I don't tell you guys that enough, but thank you for all your hard work. Now we'll introduce our team members. Start off with number 0, Mr. Matthew Carrillo, Sr. As you can see on the screen, Matthew is a most valuable utility player, and he's also academic all-district. Come on up, Matthew. Number 1, Joshua Dominino. Number 2, Dante Alomar. Number 3, Justin Alomar. Justin, our district MVP, and he was on the Honorable Mention Texas High School Coaches Association Academic All-State Team. Number 4, Ryan Rodriguez. Number 5, Will Larson. Will Larson was first team All-District linebacker and also academic All-District. Number 6, Sergio Salazar. Number 7, sophomore, Mr. Cruz. This was a leader of the year for our district as a sophomore. Competed with some very good newcomers of the year this year. So we look forward to having him for the next 2 years. He was also part of the academic all-district team. Number 8, Carlos Gonzalez. Number 9, Marco Rivera, academic all-district. Number 10, Alejandro Azevedo. Second team all-district safety, academic all-district. Number 11, Joaquin Molino. First team all-district safety, academic all-district. Number 12, Orlando Gonzalez. Second team quarterback. Number 13, Mario Peterson. Number 7, Mario played behind 2 good players, Matt and Justin, so he's got a bright future here, and we look forward to having him next year. These are good players. Number 14, Manuel Ramirez. Number 16, Fernando. 17, Miguel Padilla. 18, Mara Lopez. Number 19, Francisco Ruidia. 18, offensive kicker. This kid's gonna be kicking maybe in the NFL one day. He's got a strong leg. Number 20, David Bell, sophomore. Number 21, Emmanuel Garcia. Number 22, Martin Davenport. First team all-district. Defensive end, second team all-district quarterback, and then academic all-district, and also all-state Texas High School Coaches. Number 23, Michael Johnson. Sophomore. Number 24, Marco Vasquez. Number 25, David Mazzarone. David, second team all-district defensive end. Is David here? Yeah. 27, Xavier Rodriguez. Number 28, Chris Evans. Senior. First team outside linebacker. Number 30, Robert Villarreal, senior. First team outside. Number 32, Jimmy DeLeo. 33, Armando DeLeo. Number 34, Isaac Ortiz. Super proud of Isaac. Isaac has a job. He actually has a full-time job. Shows up to practice every day. He's got a bright future. 38 years old. Number 40, Jason Molino. Number 50, Jose Barron. First team all-district, offensive guard. Number 52, Lee Silas. team all district, defensive lineman, second team all district offensive tackle, and then academic all district. Number 53, Alex Bobano. First team offensive tackle. Number 55, Jesse Villarreal. Second team defensive lineman. Number 57, TJ Cisneros. Number 58, Early Cancun. Number 61, Eric Alona. 65, Eddie Garcia. 67, Jesus Salgado. 68, Alejandro Pacheco. Number 7, Tyler Rosales. Number 7, Ron Wilson Madden. Number 73, Daniel Layton. Number 74, Diego Torino. Diego is academic all-district and academic all-state as well. Number 75, Tamir Matou. Number 77, Fernando Rodriguez. Number 17, all-district. All right. I'd just like to thank all the coaches' wives, the trainers, especially all the parents that really supported us this year, the community of Alice. I'd like to thank the school board for all your support, Dr. Dominion for her support as well, all the administration at the high school, very supportive of our football program, and we'd like to thank all of you guys, especially you parents out there. I think it's pretty special when we put football teams together and brings the community together. I don't know if you guys went to any of the playoff games, but every time I look in the stands, it gave me chills of seeing thousands and thousands of Coyote fans up there cheering on their kids. And it's very supportive, and I've heard the Alice experience, and I think that really exemplified the Alice experience. So thank you to the community of Alice. We really appreciate the support, and we hope to do it bigger and better next year.
So members of the audience and athletes, if you could just give me a few minutes to all the athletes before you walk out, because I'm going to make a really nice recognition to somebody very, very important to you all. I'd like to recognize our athletic director and academic football coach, Coach Joe Castellanos, our 2023 District 64A Division I Coach of the Year. Alice experience, right? He comes with 24 years of experience, but he couldn't get to Alice fast enough. This year, the Coyotes went 10-2. He was selected as Coach of the Year by his peers for his accomplishments. The Coyotes earned accolades that included district champs, by-district champs, area champs, and advanced to the regional semifinals. This prestigious recognition is a testament of his dedication, leadership, and exceptional contributions to the high school football program. Coach Castellanos' coaching philosophy, innovative strategies, and his positive outlook in life fosters the vision of victories not only on the field, but off the field. Coach Castellanos is very much appreciated for his passion for athletics and the academics. Your vision, Coach, of attendance, attitude, academics, and athletics does not go unnoticed. Thank you for making your mission of ensuring that all our athletes graduate college, career, and military ready. Ladies and gentlemen, help me recognize the 2023 District 64 Division I Coach of the Year. So we'll continue with the presentations from the superintendent's report. Up next is a presentation on the academic component from the curriculum and instruction department and academic outlook. I call to the podium Ms. Grace Garcia.
Good evening, Board President, members of the board, Dr. Covino, and audience. We're going to start tonight, or this evening, our academic update with some information about our testing and accountability. And we're going to start with our STAR end of course exam for the retesters that was taken a couple of weeks ago. So during the week of December 4th through 8th, we retested, or students that had not passed their EOC retook the English 1, Algebra 1, English 2, Biology, and U.S. History. So if you see the number of students for English 1, we had 140. We had 137 come in to test, which gave us a 98%. Algebra 1, we had 126 students that needed to test. Of those, 123 came in, which gave us 98%. English 2, we had 87 out of the 92, so we were at 95%. Biology, 32 out of 36, 89% of them tested, and U.S. history, 18 out of 20, which gave us a 90%. So what's unique about this, even though we're not at 100%, which we really would love to be, we want all our kids to have that opportunity to retest, is that this is actually the highest percentage of students that have come in and retested from previous years. Usually our numbers were very low of the retesters, and so here in many instances we had nearly 100%. Of course, we want them all to test and we'll work towards getting them all in, but for now, I mean, we're almost there. The results will be released in mid-January, so it's going to take just a little while to get those in. Also want to share with you that we took our benchmark number 1 during the week of December 11th. The students took a 2022 Release Star assessment. This was taken on Tango, our new data platform. There are some writing components, as there is with our new Star 2.0, so it takes a little while longer to grade them, but the writing components of the RLA assessment will be graded by the curriculum and instruction team, and an outside grader for grades 3 through 5, and our own teachers, with the assistance of the curriculum and instruction team, are grading for the upper grades. We'll have those results for you at the January board meeting. Also want to share just some upcoming events with you. And so we have our science fair. The district science fair for grades K through 5 will take place in January 13th at William Adams Middle School. Our WAMS science fair will be held on November 28th, or was held on November 28th, with 4 students per grade level advancing to the regional science fair. Alice High School Science Fair will be held January 15th, and our regional science fair will be held at Texas A&M University Corpus Christi on February 9th through 10th. We also have our Destination Imagination teams. We have Spectacular Saturday that Alice will be hosting. This will be held at William Adams Middle School on January 20th, so many of our region school districts will be participating in that. So they'll be at the January 20th Spectacular Saturday. WAMS, we're very proud we have 11 teams. Alice High School has 2 teams. Newman has 2 teams. DuBose 4. We have a total of 20 teams representing Alice for Destination Imagination. Our regional tournament will be held at Veterans Memorial in Corpus Christi on Saturday, February 24th, and the state competition will be on April 12th and 13th in Arlington, Texas. Hoping to have quite a few of our teams make it to the state competition. Also, other upcoming events, and I've talked about it in the weekly updates that we send you on Fridays, but we have this year is a science textbook adoption year for grades K through 12. Our science textbook vendors will present to our science teachers on January 8th from 3 to 5. So we're going to have 4 different vendors bring their products, do presentations, so that our teachers can select from there. Science teachers will vote during the week of January 22nd, and the curriculum chosen will be presented to the board for approval at the February board meeting. We also have another textbook adoption, our CTE. So for education training, health science, law enforcement, and science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, we also have a textbook adoption. So on January 8th, from 3 to 5, we'll also have some vendors there in our little boardroom. And then on February 1st at ESC2, they'll be having a vendor showcase. And this will be taken to the board for approval in March. So looking ahead to the 24 and 25 school year, and this has taken a lot of work. We've been working on this because we knew that there was a need to have our kids a little more challenged. So we are adding to 8th grade the addition of honors biology and honors English 1. And what we previously have this year and in years past was of up to 25 students per content. We're going to hold a parent meeting. The criteria has been established. We'll have professional development. We'll provide to teachers on differentiating instruction and higher level thinking strategies. We know that the curriculum has been a challenge when it comes to the honors, not to the rigor that we would like for it to be or needs to be. So we are working on that. Students enrolled in these courses will take their TSI in 8th grade. As far as 6th and 7th grade, we will continue to have honors classes for all our core area content. And then looking ahead to Alice High School, our cohort of our current 8th graders, if you look at your left, it's a cohort 2028, that's our current 8th graders. So 2024, 2025, they will be freshmen. They will have, these are the courses, that column are the courses that will be offered. Honors English 1, Honors Algebra 1, or Honors Geometry, Honors Bio, Honors World Geography, and of course our fine arts, PEs, and electives. They don't have to take these courses, they can go into regular courses, but these will be offered to them. Then, as they move on to be sophomores, that column you'll see there is what will be offered as well as their regular courses. Then you move on 2026, 2027, when they're juniors, they have an opportunity to take those courses, and then when they're seniors, they'll have the opportunity to take the courses on the last column, the AP Literature and Composition, AP Calculus, AP Biology, and so forth. So then in preparing our 7th graders, the next cohort, 2029, when they're 8th graders, they will have the opportunity to take the Honors English 1, Honors Algebra 1, Honors Biology, or again, they could take the regular courses, whatever they choose. There will be criteria if they're going to take these courses. Then when they're 9th graders, they have the opportunity to take what's on the 25-26 column, the Honors English 2, Honors Geometry, Algebra 2, and so forth. Then when they're 10th graders and 11th graders, not on here is when they're 12th graders, but when they're 12th graders, they can take dual credit courses, they'll still have writing, creative writing, technical writing, they can take whatever AP courses they haven't taken, of course their CTE courses, their band, their athletics, so they'll still be planning. Counselors will have to work very creative to make sure that all our kids have the credits spread out throughout the year, the years that they're at high school. So we are currently working with the HR department, with TASB, campus administrators, on updating policy to ensure our policy and practices are aligned. During the spring and summer, we will be enhancing our curriculum for the honors and AP courses to ensure the curriculum is differentiated. Teachers teaching AP courses will be attending the College Board Summer Institute as required for AP offerings, and professional development will be provided to teachers assigned to teach honors or AP courses on differentiated instruction and higher level thinking strategies. Any questions?
I just want to thank you for laying out a plan of your strategies and your goals. I understand that sometimes we're not happy with our scores, but me personally as a parent and as a board member and for those of you in the audience, it helps to see a realistic plan. That way we can accomplish something. And for me, I appreciate you and your department taking the time to put this on paper and to be as transparent as possible for our community and the state of how academics are today and where we want them to be, next semester, and then to be building and building year after year. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know that it's been a lot of work, and I'd like to thank the high school staff also because they've all been in conversations on how we can accomplish all this and being part of the conversation, so thank you. Yes, for sure, and the middle school as well. because it is a team effort, and I know that Dr. Cantu has been involved as well. The next item that we have for you, members of the board, is just a presentation on the grants. And I know that we have 4 grants that we're applying for, so we just want to share that with you. We're applying for the Strong Foundation Implementation Grant, the Technology Lending Grant, the Advanced Placement Computer Science Principles, and the ADSY, which is additional school day year summer learning accelerator grant. So just so you all know that we will continue to apply for grants in order to bring more funding to AliceISD. Any additional questions for Dr. Garcia? If not, I know that Mr. Luis provided a good summary of the safety and student services. Any questions for Mr. Luis?
I had a question, but I don't know if Mr. Reese or yourself. I know we had a baseball tournament, Kim went out there, but we had a lady trip and fall and break her arm. And it had to do with the cement being uneven. And then so they just cracked her arm. So I don't know if we're looking into that, Mr. Reese, or.
That was the second phase of the baseball?
Yes, correct.
I believe that they're already, at least, I don't know if Michael is here. I know that they talked about coming up with a proposal of it, but it seems like it would have a conflict with the season. So they're looking at getting that done, but not until the season is over. That's the last report he provided. The next item that we have is with the business update. Any questions on that and on the expenditures or revenues? The next item is on the facilities projects, on the maintenance and operation. I know that a report was provided on the table. Any questions? I know that Mr. Hinojosa is working on the leaks that are currently in place, and I believe they're listed there. Yes, sir. Any questions? And the last one that we had was the fine arts update. Any questions for Mr. Dixon? I know that they were very busy the last couple of weeks doing a lot of performances, sir. So thank you very much. They were all held in this auditorium for multiple nights, 3-4 times a week. So thank you for that. Any questions for Mr. Dixon? If not, that concludes the superintendent's report, Mr. President.
Okay, so we're going to move on to item number 7, which is the consent agenda. It's going to be, all items in the consent agenda are acted upon one motion upon a board member's request. Any item on the consent agenda shall be moved to an action portion of the regular agenda. So at this time, do we have a motion? We have a motion by Mr. Molina. Is there a second? A second by Mr. Ariano. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. So we're going to move on to item number 8, which is the action items. Dr. Premium?
Yes, thank you. The first item is consideration and possible action of the district performance objectives, and those were the ones that were shared by Dr. Alba Garcia a little earlier.
Do we have a motion? We have a motion by Mr. Molina. Is there a second? Is there a second? Second by Mr. Ariano. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? You're opposing, or? So we have an opposition by Mr. Okay, motion carries. So we're going to go on to item 8B. Dr. Trevino.
Consideration and possible action and MOU of practicum between Angelo State University and AliceISD. We do have a teacher at Science Elementary that is seeking her counseling certification and her master's in counseling. So she is requesting to do her practicum in our district. And so definitely she will be working with students and following all protocols as far as confidentiality. But we always like to inform the board when she will be out of her usual roles and responsibilities of a classroom teacher to seek her counseling certification. Yeah, she's currently one of our teachers at Science Elementary. No, this one, she would be doing this after school or during her conference period or before school.
So we have a motion by Mr. Molina, is there a second? Second by Ms. Barrera. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
8C is consideration and possible action of TASB Board Update 122, legal and local policies. Ms. Holmgren is here to share some changes. Certainly when the legislation has been in session now 5 times, or I believe 4 for sure, maybe I'll call it 5th session, but through those sessions, new laws have passed that have direct implication on our policies. So I'd like for her to highlight the major changes before you choose to approve or not.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Trevino. As she mentioned, we are bringing update 122, which has both legal and local policies. This is based on the 88th regular legislative session. There are 12 local policies that will need to be approved by the board and which impact us. We are ready to act on 11 of those, and I'll be highlighting the 3 with the biggest changes. One of those is policy DC local, which is employment practices. This has to do with a nepotism exception created in House Bill 1789 for hiring bus drivers. You know, there's a nepotism policy with the school board, but they have made an exception for bus drivers, which is good news for us because we're always looking for bus drivers. And previously that meant anyone related to a member of the board could not be hired as a bus driver, but with this exception, we can hire those individuals. So if any board members know bus drivers, we're ready to go with that. Another is policy DP, which applies to personnel positions. This one has to do with employing chaplains or accepting chaplains as volunteers for support services for our students. However, AliceISD is very fortunate to have at least one social worker on each campus. And we feel that our social workers are able to fulfill that capacity for us. And we are looking at utilizing them, and we'll be addressing this particular policy in item 8G. Another big policy in 122 is policy FFAC, which is our Wellness and Health Services. This has to do with our anti-opioid policy. This policy allows the district to authorize school personnel who have been adequately trained to administer an opioid antagonist in accordance with law. It's only permitted when an authorized and trained individual reasonably believes a person is experiencing an opioid-related overdose. Each campus will have at least one individual who's authorized and trained to administer this. They must have at least 2 unused and unexpired doses available on campus. And these must, of course, be stored in a secure location and accessible to those individuals authorized to administer that. We're not promoting the use of these anti-opioid antagonists in our school, but we're ready to comply with the new policies if they're needed. And this is part of our health policy that Lisa Lozano has been working on, so we're coordinating with her as well. There is one policy that we're waiting, and that is EIC, which has to do with the academic rating and class ranking, academic achievement and class ranking. And you heard Ms. Garcia mention all those changes to the AP policies, and that particular policy has a lot to do with that and class ranking, so we're working with TASB. I reached out to them today to see if we're ready. We're not quite ready, but we'll have that for you in January. So those are the policies that we have, and you've got that in your packet, and we're asking that you approve those changes to local policy.
Any other questions?
Any questions? Do you have a motion? Mr. Benny made the motion. Is there a second? A second by Ms. Benedict. Any more discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Humphrey. Item 8E is consideration and possible action to offer, I skipped one. 8D, consideration and possible action to purchase weight room equipment for William Adams Middle School. Currently, we do have a weight room, but Coach Castellanos has evaluated the weight room, and we're not able to serve a lot of students. We use it a lot as storage, and so we're going to be cleaning it out, and we're recommending to purchase 4 double racks, and those would be new with the benches, and continue using the single racks that are currently there, but by cleaning it out, we'll be able to add more space. But those single racks don't have benches, so we want to purchase the benches as well as new weights. So that's what we're bringing to the table to expand that, to continue to build on the program.
So do we have a motion? We have a motion by Mr. Rutland. A second. Second by Mr. Molina. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is consideration and possible action of offer to purchase tax sale property suit number 10-03-14947-B. We have been made an offer of $35,000 to purchase a tax sale property.
We have a motion by Mr. Mahoney, second. Second by Mr. Pena. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is consideration and possible action to authorize the superintendent to begin contract negotiations with the top-ranked architect firm. I'd like to inform the board that we had 3 bids that came in. They were revealed and evaluated this morning and ranked by a committee of 4 individuals: Melissa Sanchez, Anna Holmgreen, Joe Castellanos, and Michael Hinojosa. They ranked the 3 companies. The 3 companies that submitted were Alvarado Architects out of Donna, Texas, PBK out of San Antonio, Texas, and I don't want to mispronounce it, but Gnac, Gignac, Gnac out of Corpus Christi. The top ranked bid after evaluation was PBK out of San Antonio.
We have a motion by Mr. Ramon, second. We have a second by Mr. Molina. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is to discuss and consider possible approval of the resolution to prohibit volunteer chaplains. As mentioned by Ms. Holmgreen, the law is requiring boards to take action between September 1st of 2023 and March 1st of 2024. I don't want to wait till March because we get a lot of, things happening. And so the districts have been given 3 options. 1, to employ a chaplain and adopt policy. So we would be hiring a chaplain to work for AliceISD. Or 2, accept chaplains as volunteers and adopt policy CKG, or do not permit the district to employ or accept chaplains. And so those are the 3 options that TA and TASB has provided districts. So as mentioned by Ms. Holmgreen, we feel that the current staff that we have, the amount of social workers that we have, 10 in the district, the counseling department, have all provided services for our students in time of need. And so of the 3 options, the recommendation is that we would proceed with not hiring a chaplain.
So we have enough staff to put on work days.
Yes, Mr. Nolan, we feel very confident. We have very well-equipped social workers and counselors that, provide these services where other districts don't have that. I think considering that, we're a mid-sized district, we have the staff to be able to take care of our students.
So, okay, so you make a motion that we approve the resolution prohibiting volunteer chaplains. Is there a second?
Recommend not to.
Correct, not to.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry, I said incorrect. Recommend not to.
Yes.
Is there a second?
I'll say.
A second by Mr. Pena. Any discussion?
Just curious, what do we do? We just use the counselors and a social worker, right? Okay.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. So we're going to move on to item number 9, which is close an executive session close or executive meeting or session called in accordance with the following provisions set forth in Texas Government Code, Section 9A, Texas Government Code, Section 551.074, Personal Matters, 9A1, Presentation, Acceptance, or Approval of New Hires, 9A1A, pursuant to Texas Government Section 551.074, discussion of the superintendent's recommendation regarding the hiring of individual for the position of Chief Financial Officer, 9A2, presentation, acceptance, and approval of retirements, 9A3, presentation, acceptance, and approval of resignations, 9A4, personnel update regarding investigations, new hires, retirees, and resignations. So it is 7:36 p.m. and 9B, which is Texas Code Section 551.071, legal matters, board attorney advice, and 551.074, personnel. And it is 7:36 p.m. and we will be in executive session.
Everyone gets a free liver. Even that wouldn't bring them
our girl said the doctor's the best, that is an education. You can never get into
is 8:24 p.m. and we are back from executive session. We're going to move on to item number 11. 11A, consider possible action of new hires.
I make a motion to approve the new hire of Juan Zamora as Chief Financial Officer as discussed in closed session.
Good. Okay, so we have a motion by Mr. Molina and a second by Mr. Ramon. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We're going to move on to item 11B, consider possible action of retirements.
I make a motion to approve the retirements of Olga Chavarria, Julie Tiller, Leticia Mazandua, Alberto Sanchez, Elizabeth Canales, as discussed in closed session.
Motion by Mr. Martinez, second by Mr. Ramon. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We move on to item 11C, consider possible action of resignations.
I make a motion to accept the resignation of Franklin de Flores and Juana Zapata as discussed in closed session.
So we have a motion by Mr. Molina. Is there a second? Second. We have a second by Mr. Arellano. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Any opposed? Motion carries. And then there is nothing on 11D to discuss or to have any action on, so it will be passed, and we're going to go to item number 12, which is adjourned, and it is 11:26 p.m., and this meeting is adjourned. I'm sorry, 8:26 p.m. This meeting is adjourned.
And we'd like to wish all of you a Merry Christmas, just in case we don't see you all. I know there's not very many of y'all, but